Hello everyone and welcome to the 80s and 90s Retro Collector. Today we are going to travel back to 1066. Boom. Boom.
Boom! You are watching 80s and 90s Retro Collector.
Look at the people that have been here. The One Show, Paul O'Grady, BBC London, Channel 4, Punch and Judy.
Richard and Judy.
Richard and Judy. Oh wow, Richard and Judy. Well, if Richard and Judy's been here, babe, it's got to be cool. Right, here we go. The history of Norman wooden castles.
To travel back 900 years to Norman England of 1066, ruled by William the Conqueror, to witness life as it was in Mount
You
Richard.
can buy these. I might need some soon.
Now entering the time to travel back over
Hello.
900 years to Norman England of 1066.
Yeah, I saw that. They buy all the vintage stuff as well. Yeah, love that. Amazing. The Good Dinosaur. All right. So yeah, 1066. And 2025 co-op. Give you wings. Sunny, we are here. Boom. I'd love to get one of them for the garden. Imagine race. Oh, they fenced it off. I stood next to him last time. And that takes you to the castle after you've done the toy museum. How cool would it be to have this in your garden? This is what I would love to do. Look, just stroll through your garden and pet your dinosaurs. Look at them teeth. Oh, wow. Oh look! Like, look at him, look. Doesn't he look good, this guy? Boom! Look at one of these masks. All the real stuff from the film. From the films. Kim Basinger's signature.
I know you.
You do. Yeah, these Ted, I mean, look, you wouldn't want that, would you? You're terrified. Look, this roof. Imagine this in your no. No. E.T. Now this E.T. is actually the one from the film. This figure is an original life-size prop taken from the original moulds used, right, yeah, for the original moulds. And obviously Jurassic Park. Original 1993 Spielberg's Jurassic Park used film prop dinosaur head made by Stan Winston Studios, who did all the Terminator stuff. But yeah, these toys are old, aren't they? Guitars signed by Van Morrison, the Animals.
You are watching the 80s and 90s retro collector.
So this is the 80s and 90s. You'll recognise stuff here that we had growing up. Like that, look, that's Lynx. And the Walkman, the big block for brick phone.
Next to it is a display of fairground rides manufactured by Mikado for shop display purposes. At the far side of the room is a selection of toys produced in conjunction with TV programs and films, of which you will notice how few items were produced to coincide with the earlier television programs of the 1950s, and compared to the wealth of toys made in conjunction with films and shows of the 1960s and 1970s.
Remember drinking them at my name's? Polly Pockets, yeah.
And the vast exciting here.
Wham, bam, man, Stretch Armstrong. (1976), introduced by Kenner at the New York Toy Fair. The 18 van, I had that. Didn't it take you back?
Yeah.
The chopper bike. Do you remember the chopper bike? My dad had one growing up. Etch-a-Sketch. These are all games that our parents would have played. Yeah, look. Action Man. That's the more modern one, and that's almost 30 years old. That was released in 1997. These were the 60s. That's what my dad and your dad would have played with.
Yeah.
Yeah. The old Action Man. He's got some in his shop, slam dunking some that you picked up recently, yeah, in his shop. Boom! Yeah. Yeah. Toys from the 50s. All that really older stuff. Follow me up now.
Transport toys, such as the ones you see in the cabinet, reflect man's rapid progress in technology and design. Compare the designs of the early tin plate Zeppelin and Meccano biplane with the modern battery-operated jets and helicopters. Also compare the early wooden and lead sailing ships with the more sophisticated clockwork toys of the 1950s and 1960s.
Trick looks like. Oh, we're getting to the car. Skyways to Paris, 8. What's that?
Little like 2p or 10p.
Oh yeah, yeah she does. The crowns, they look replica of the Imperial State Crown. And angle and edge, pinky and perky. Yeah. Castle. Follow me. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Strange when you see the toys. We're going to go into the haunted manor now. We go through here, then the castle's there. 900 years. Follow me.
Welcome to the dark side of medieval life. Move up and along that passageway to travel back in time more than 1,000 years and experience the more sinister side of castle life. On your left you'll see the miners tunnelling for coal and other minerals. A dark and dangerous job in which many of them with the tunnels collapse, buried alive. During the time of the siege, the miners...
Nice and uplifting, isn't it?
The tunnel
So there's some people dead.
Crashing down and allowing attacking armies to storm inside.
Boom!
Further along the main passageway on your left, you will see the alchemists. They produce potions and
medieval
medicines
surgery.
for the Baron and other castles.
Carried out at the barber's there.
Alchemy in
They take your leg
medieval
off
times
for
was a
you.
mixture of science, philosophy
that's
and
about.
witchcraft, in which more people died from the treatment than if they'd been left alone. Turn left and carefully go down the slope. You will smell the stench of the Black Death victims' graveyard.
Oh, nice. I told you I'd bring you somewhere romantic, didn't I? Whoa! Someone under me here.
To provide fresh water to the castle and also encourage the sea to the castle and under attack of recent medieval in the castle walls.
Oh, there's a bloke there trying to throw an apple at you.
Hello, I'm Eric.
Hello, Eric.
I'm a fisherman for the Baron and his family. My job is to provide them daily.
Right, this actually now is going to feel like you've gone back to 1066. This is what it would have been like in 1066. There's our dinner. What we having to... Oh, look at this. Look at this, bro. Well, there's a thing over there. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Lovely, you, aren't you? Not a lovely dog.
I haven't got any food. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, that'll poke you, though. Follow me, babe.
Welcome to my home where my family live.
Yeah, what about the curtains?
Doomsday Book, there were 11 recent families living within the castle walls. And there would have been about 20 people to each family, the same size as mine. We all lived cuddled up and sleep round the fire with our animals to keep warm. The only privacy would be behind the hazel screen you see here. In cold weather, we bring hides down over the windows to keep the drafts out. We only bath about once a month, and only in the summer months at that, in the type of wooden bath you see here. In the winter, we don't bath at all, and we cover ourselves in goose fat to keep warm. Welcome to my home where my family live. We know from the Doomsday
Better days, do you think?
there are 11 resident families.
Well, shall I put an iPhone in his hand?
There would have been about 20 people to each family.
What would Rad made of this? Oh, look at him. What's that for? Wants to go for me, didn't he?
The bones, teeth and claws were used in jewellery.
I'm not going near him, mate. Oh, blind. Got the raving ache, him. There's a rabbit over there, look. Oh, Rad would have been killing things here, babe, wouldn't he? Yeah. This is your church.
there was a resident priest here at Mountfitchet Castle, which meant that it was a very important castle. The priest would have been a warrior priest, going into battle, killing people. He was not allowed to use the sword, but was allowed to use the ball and chain for a flower, which you will see later on display in the armory. He was the only literal member of the castle. The rest of the castle.
The Undertaker's been here, gold bearer.
So you've come in here to have a look inside the privy, have you? Oh dear, my name's Jezebald and I'm a gong farmer. I do the most disgusting, horrible job in the whole of the castle. My job every evening is to clear out the pit. It's full of human excrement and waste. I put it in a cart and take it outside the castle walls and spread it over the fields for the crops.
Do you need the toilet, Robert? Full of disease and a dreadful job. Wow. Oh, what times, eh? Yeah, you certainly appreciate your life after you've been round here, wouldn't you? Let me guess. Things they tortured you with. Of course it is. Yeah. St Andrew's Cross. The victim was nailed, chained, or even roped to a wooden X. Usually, and most often in Norman times, the victim would be stretched on the rack. Goodness. Crossbow. Oh, here, babe, you can go up here. Even has that smell like of the old. Oh, steep stairs. No kidding. Don't slip down the stairs, you'll end up this. Oh. Yeah, hot, smelled horrible, uncomfortable. A slight moving, you've come crashing down those stairs. And then they were tall people back then, weren't they? Look at the door. Made for doink and dink.
The man in charge of the prison is called the constable. In front of you you see the many punishments which were handed out to people who disobeyed the laws. If you were caught hunting the Baron's deer, you had your hand cut off, as you see happening here in front of you. Many hostages were taken and held to ransom for large sums of money. Some of the hostages were treated as house guests, but in many cases they were imprisoned in the dungeon, as you see before you here.
If you went after a deer, you could have hand cut off, be blinded or hanged or even skinned alive. Even dogs had to have the front claws cut.
Which were handed out to people who disobeyed.
Oh, look at this.
If you were caught,
What, and they set fire? They... No.
you had your hand cut off, as you see happening here in front of you. Many hostages were taken.
So that goes round while there's a fire?
Large sums
Oh
of
my
money.
God.
Some of the hostages were treated as house guests.
My goodness.
But in many
For going after deer. Know what I say about that, didn't you? Oh dear. Look at that, there's the spikes here, look. You fall over and trip into that, you're in trouble. I'm coming here intoxicated, babe. That's surely end up in bother, mate. Oh, the deer.
I am Baron Mountfitchet, and I own the castle and live here with my family, servants and guards. The rest of the castle community lives in the Outer Bailey. My father, the Duke of Boulogne, conquered Stansted in 1066 and built his Motte and Bailey castle here. He was awarded large areas of land in Essex, Norfolk and Suffolk as his reward for loyalty and valour to William the Conqueror in his invasion of England and defeating King Harold. One of my descendants, Richard de Mountfitchet II, is destined to become famous as one of the 25 barons responsible for forcing King George to return in war of the combat. The double-handed sword, the single-handed sword, the daggers and the axes. You will see in front of you the chainmail armour we wear when we go into battle to protect ourselves from the arrows and the slashing of the sword. You will see hanging up the flower of that ball and chain which the priest used when he went into battle. He was not allowed to use the sword, but used the ball and chain which he knocked people over our heads.
Well, this is the only place in the entire castle complex where I could get any peace. There's guard at the bottom of the stairs. Have a word with him.
Louder that boom!
In the morning, oh dear.
Baron. When the Baron was not collecting taxes or administering vast estates, he spent most of his leisure time hunting The main the Baron's bedroom. Sounds like you shouting at me. He wouldn't want me down here singing and clapping, would he? Going boom. Bloody hell, I'm having a job getting down there. Boom! Jesus.
You'll see in front of you some of the well-known combat. You have just moved back in time to the 11th century. I am Baron Mountfitchet, and I own the castle and live here with my family, servants and...
Have a torture device. Let's wake up and who can we kill today? Funny time. Let me guess, look, this is probably, I thought, oh, that looks fun, but I'll guarantee that's to drown, like, oh, of course it is.
Green, please press the button.
In medieval times, cucking stools were chairs used for punishment of dishonest tradesmen and scolds. A scold was a woman who was outspoken, disorderly, or generally a public nuisance. Other forms of punishment were available for these type of offences for men and women, such as stocks or pillories. Stocks held the offender's feet whilst they could sit and face the mocking crowd, whilst pillories held the head and hands in the same block, both of which were intended just to humiliate the accused. The cucking stool itself was simply a chair into which the offender could be tied and exposed at her door or site of offence. Some were on wheels, like a two-wheel cart that could be pulled around the village or local area. In the later medieval period, these stools were attached to long cantilevered poles, so these could be plunged into water. Onlookers would then chant, "Duck the skull! Duck the skull!" Hence the term ducking soup. From the late medieval period to the 18th century, the last of the the ducking soup were first used for this purpose, but ducking was later inflicted without soup. In this instance, the subject's right thumb was buried in the toe. A rope was then thrown over his thighs and road into a river or keeps reaching the bottom. It was deemed that she was a by the devil, rejecting the baptismal water, and therefore she would have been burnt alive at the stake. If she sank,
Good day to you. How are you? I'm the brewer, and I make all the wine for the Baron and his family, as you can see me doing here today. The rest of us in the castle, the peasants, we have to drink mead and beer made out of barley, which sometimes make us very drunk, but also makes us happy.
What's there?
Sounds like my granddad's garden used to. Near the chickens and...
Oh, hello there. I'm Percy Potter. I produce all the pots for the castle. You'll see my work in the brew house, the kitchen and the grand hall. I produce the pots by getting the clay from the riverbed at the foot of the castle, bringing it up here and placing it on the floor, and shaping the pots. We then place it in that pool behind my house where it's fired. They don't appreciate my work nowadays, man. I guess you're getting on.
There's a little baby deer in there, but...
Alchemy in the Middle Ages was a mixture of science, philosophy and mysticism, far from operating within the modern definition of a scientific discipline. At the heart of medieval alchemy was the idea that all matter was composed of four elements: earth, air, fire and water. With the right combination of elements, it was theorized any substance on earth might be formed. This included precious metals as well as elixirs to cure disease and prolong life. Alchemists believed that the transmutation of one substance into another was possible. Thus we have the cliché of medieval alchemists seeking to turn lead into gold. Alchemists would perform displays of their discoveries, such as lead into gold, but in reality it was nothing more.
Really? Hence the expression, this is a hellhole. Let's have a look. The hellhole. Prisoners and captive soldiers were often placed alive in the holes like this and simply left to die. The hole would be infested with rats, flies and other vermin, and the stench from the rotting flesh would overwhelm the village and often reach far past the side world. Yeah, a very effective medieval deterrent.
And less emphasis on spirituality and
watch out, we could, I might send you to the hellhole.
Wow.
Britain can be dated back to as early as the Iron Age. Even then, they weren't native to our island but brought in from their origins in Asia. During the Iron Age, they weren't used for food or their eggs, but as pets and often used as symbolic burial companions. It wasn't until the Romans arrived that they were popularised as a source of food. They're beautiful, aren't they?
Oh, aren't they? Whoa, having a shake at me there.
Clean air, eh?
Yeah.
Right, must have gone through that gap.
Yeah. Beware dinosaurs. They've gone from 1066 to millions of years ago. Well, actually, 1993, but.
Dress up in like the Norman times clothes.
Yeah.
Big Fabio said, yeah, I think that was me, Mum. I said, yeah, I think it was.
Would that deter you if you look down that hellhole? Would you go and upset the Baron?
No.
The Baron, you tosser.
We had one leaving our house.
What's that, babe?
One of them.
Oh, I think we did. It's funny, you say stuff and it comes straight.
Yeah.
Not. So you can come out of that traumatizing experience, look, as a child, and then dress up as execution. Dress up as a little executioner. What's that? Yeah.
It makes them have our head off if you buy them one of them.
Yeah, I'll get him one. Yeah, pop it on there, babe, I'll get it. Get in whatever you want. Show me. Get him that gold one.
Monday's finding out my 9-year-old niece Neve has got into Bedford Girls Football Academy. I'm beaming ear to ear, says a super. For your voice notes, this one is going to be redolent of a lot of people.
I'm still so energetic about Saturday night. I was lucky enough to get tickets to go and see it.
80s and 90s Retro Collector. Not just a channel about action figures, but a channel where action figures.
Hello everybody, you are watching the 80s and 90s Retro Collector. Make sure you subscribe. Whoa!